Special event alert.
The CDC was closed with no power, so I had to watch the kids, which is excuse number 8 for being late for Changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perrott.
Not late for Changeover.
Our man in the closet down in the corner, Jake Wall.
That CDC is a racket. I hate that place.
Our little mule, Juanito Lopez.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And our not sleepy, no headache, Anna Mondragon.
Obviously, a liar.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting
Liar.
good.
Oh,
I'm not. Honest to God, truth.
We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all Guardians and to the other lower branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh as we present Late for Changeover. Wow, we got the whole gang back tonight. Man.
Yeah.
Full
Nice.
house.
Jake, did you find anything more about your uncle?
No, I haven't even contacted. They've been so busy.
I forgot to ask you pre-show, so
Yeah. thanks
still waiting for
calling
that. Well, and are you leaving next week? Are you going out
I
there
will be
next week?
gone. Yeah, I'm flying out Tuesday, and then I'll be back Thursday. So
Do you want to go over his brief military part in his obituary?
yeah, you're welcome to. I sent you that obituary.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah. Let it rip.
So as we said last week or week before, September 27th, Jake's uncle Benjamin Franklin Collins III passed away.
What a great name.
Yeah,
Such a cool
yeah.
name. That's what I
Very
was
impressive.
thinking.
Franklin
Benjamin
Collins.
Franklin Collins. Man, that's patriotic. Ben was a career Marine, enlisting at age 17 with his parents' permission. He made good friends during his tour with whom he remained in touch at the end of his life. He finished his tour and obtained a bachelor's degree from Chapman College in Orange, California. He re-entered the Marine Corps as an officer and was trained as a pilot. His first assignment was to a CH-53 heavy hauler helicopter squadron, which deployed to Vietnam. He flew many missions under combat conditions, notably the resupply of Khe Sanh, under siege during the Tet Offensive. His second tour in Vietnam was as a forward air controller. He was wounded by enemy fire and forced to crash land his airplane. Luckily, nearby friendly forces rescued him. He was awarded a Purple Heart for his wounds. Back in the U.S., he met and married Lois Sheffield, and together they had a daughter, Jennifer, and a son, Stephen. They were married for 47 years.
Wow.
Ben retired from the Marine Corps and embarked on a series of aviation-related jobs as a civilian. His last job was as a safety officer test pilot for Boeing. And as soon as he left Boeing, they went downhill. So Godspeed, Major Benjamin Collins. That's
sir.
great, man. I can't wait to if you find out more or if you get little pieces of his history. That'd be great, Jake. That'd be great.
The whole Khe Sanh story is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Just to be involved in that
I would love to. I mean, would have loved to have him tell that story.
interview. Yeah.
But that's,
he was one of those guys that didn't really talk about.
They're all that way. Yeah, they're
I
all that
didn't
way.
learn about any of this. I just knew that he did 2 tours in Vietnam and that he was a helicopter pilot over there, which was a crazy job, so.
And then he was aerial observer. Was that Bat 2-1? Wasn't that movie back then?
He was doing multiple, like I believe he did carrier landings. He did multiple things.
It's weird. Either the planes were designed in such a way, or just the people who flew them back then were such of a mind. And you described that one incident where he got in the A-10. It was like,
I got
he
this.
knew what to do.
Yeah.
They could
So he
fly
retired
anything.
from Boeing, and he had flown multiple aircraft, like
Yeah.
planes and helicopters. And so he came up to visit me
awesome.
at the fighter squadron, him and his buddy. went on a trip to Alaska, and they were like, "Well, let's visit Jake while he's up here." And I put him in the cockpit of a A10. I safed the cockpit first, and I got in trouble for that, right? But he gets in there, and he's like instant right back to the old memories of, oh, this is how you fire this up. This is how you do this. This is what you do. Like, he could easily have fired that plane up, no problem.
That's
Very
wild.
cool.
But
Yeah,
but he could not because of the stroke.
Yeah.
He would just slide the dinner bill over to you after he paid for it. He's like, yeah, just
Right.
fill it out.
Can't figure it out. You do it.
Can't figure it
Yeah.
out. I
But-
can't do the tip. I don't know how that works.
But I could fly this plane if you put me in it. That's wild.
That's
Such
what's
muscle
crazy.
memory. Yeah.
You know. So
Well,
Yeah.
we wish you well on your trip next week, Jake.
yeah, thanks, man.
So, okay, let's get into the news now, shall we? Juan, thanks for coming back. Anna, thanks for being here. It's
Snide comments. This is what makes him not want to come
I don't
back.
know.
Never mind,
but they always come back.
Thanks
well,
for
some
showing up on us.
right?
Them, some of them come back. Some of them
Taking
don't come
time out of your evening away from your family. Ugh.
Oh, that's awesome.
back. Well, I mean, she's staying up past 8, so that's great.
Yep.
I appreciate
That's
it.
good.
Sometimes y'all go to sleep before 8.
I know that's what we're saying.
Really?
No, I can't. If I do, I'm up at midnight. Then it's just
Yeah,
like,
that doesn't
We
work.
had this
That's it.
conversation before we were
Man, I
recording.
could sleep like 12 hours.
I'm
and be
so
out.
jealous of my wife, of you, because I can sleep forever. Not me. It's like my hip starts hurting, my back starts hurting. I'm like, God bless, man. This position is terrible.
Yeah.
Just roll
Won't be
over.
long. Won't be.
Now
It's not that easy, Anna.
Yeah,
it's done at that
four
point. You might as well get up and make
essentially
coffee.
do.
We
Four
don't. We don't.
basic positions.
We don't all have a pat machine to go to sleep with. So
Yeah, Eric.
Oh, fact. Okay, got me. You definitely can't lay on your belly.
Yeah, you can. You can lay any way you want to.
Straight face in the pillow.
Yeah, just imagine
it sounds like I just jam
Eye
a
half
vacuum
open,
into your
dry
pillow.
out.
hose out the back of your head. You can lay in this way and that way. It's all good. Sleep.
Looking like an alien machine.
Got a
strapped
little
around his neck.
humidifier going on, blowing some air in your face. Come on. It's awesome.
Yes, exactly. That's
It doesn't sound like that, I tell you that.
okay.
That'd scare the hell out of
You're
me.
the one sleeping out through it, so
Don't scare me. Come on. I recommend it. Highly recommend it. Gotta tell you.
All right, you probably all seen this first story, but it's so cool that I thought I'd bring it up, right? The SpaceX, this is from space.com, of course. SpaceX catches giant Starship booster with chopsticks. I
Nice.
don't want to call them chopsticks. On historic Flight 5 rocket launch and landing. So, did you know that Starship is the biggest booster, the most powerful booster we've ever
Yeah.
made?
we've ever had.
Even more
Very
than the STS? Even more than the Saturn?
On the Saturn.
Elon's just going nuts over there, man. Did you see his robots? Did you see the video of his robots that came
that
out?
was freaky.
Was that creepy or what, man? It's right there. We're there now,
I'm
right?
telling you, the AI is going to be in your house cooking you breakfast, brother.
Yeah. He's going to be watching your CPAP and he'll be like, that's enough.
Or he's gonna
Start
slow
choking
roll
out.
it and just crank up the humidity so you get a sinus infection.
Woo!
Pneumonia.
Got him.
That's a slow death.
Got him. The biggest and most powerful rocket ever built took to the skies again, and this time it came back. SpaceX launched its 400-foot tall Starship vehicle for the 5th time ever on October 13th, sending the giant rocket aloft from its Starbase site in South Texas. The mission aimed to break new ground for Starship and for spaceflight in general. SpaceX planned to return Starship's huge first-stage booster, known as Super Heavy, super uncreative name, but Super Heavy, directly to its launch mount, catching it with the quote-unquote chopstick arms of the launch tower in a bold and unprecedented maneuver. And that's exactly what happened about 7 minutes after liftoff. SpaceX's Super Heavy executed what appeared to be a bullseye landing, hovering near the Mechazilla launch tower as the tower captured it with its metal arms. So I've got 2 videos on this.
And Boeing sat back in awe.
And
Boeing couldn't close their door.
Boeing's window flew off on the way to the pad.
What kind of engineers does this guy hire? Wow.
Oh,
That's
man.
impressive.
It's amazing. So the first one is the official one from space.com. And when I play it, watch to the bottom right and see the speed of this thing coming in.
It's Mike. Right. That is going to be incredible. It was so cool to hear the liftoff. And so once again, it's successful on-time liftoff of Starship Flight 5.
That speed increasing.
Has separated from the booster. The booster is there on your screen. It is making its way back to the launch site. We are going to attempt the catch using the chopsticks. We did hear the confirmation that the command was sent to the tower. We are go for
SpaceX
catch.
has the best production of all these things.
And in order to...
Hey guys, we should just be about 30 seconds away from our landing burn.
Wow.
It's going to happen in 3 phases. We're going to land 13 engines, burn off all of that
Look at that
velocity.
speed
Oh,
now.
you can see it coming down through the plume.
This is
like-
a boom,
I
I
watched
think,
the
right
boom.
here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
The sonic boom.
Coming in hot for booster catch.
Coming in hot.
And ignite 13 of those Raptor engines, and this view is incredible right now.
Oh my goodness.
You can
gonna hit
see how
15?
fast this vehicle is moving.
15,000
on the left-hand
kilometers.
screen.
Look at that thing, man.
Landing burn.
How are they video pushing this?
We're now down to 3 Raptor engines.
Look at that.
We can see those
You went from
chopsticks.
thousands of kilometers to 150
What?
just instantly.
Look at that. That's amazing.
That's pretty cool. I don't think that speed is right, though.
Mechazilla has caught the booster.
Damn.
Got it.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Marty, you're looking at the speed on the right. That's
I know, I
the one
was
already
looking
in
at the
orbit.
wrong speed. I know.
Yeah.
First ever attempt, we have successfully caught the Super Heavy booster back at the launch tower.
Bonus!
Unbelievable.
Bonus!
Yeah, like,
Everyone
yes!
gets a bonus! Everyone gets a bonus!
Dude,
You kidding me?
Yeah, that was pretty cool, right?
that is cool.
So if you remember, or maybe you don't remember, but a while ago I had mentioned that because Starbase is down there, where is it at? Boca Chica near Brownsville, Texas. You can. I was wondering if you could see it from like South Padre. Well, you can't. So this next video of the same thing is from a user on Instagram with the user sign of KCV_225.
Oh.
And I love the real public reaction. So here's the same thing. Here we go.
Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
That looks much different,
It is
doesn't it?
screaming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary.
Looks like a cigar dropping to the ground, man.
This is
Hey, slow down.
Slow down.
That's even cooler to watch from the side view.
Yeah, from there.
That's wicked.
Look at that.
These guys are betting on it.
Dude, they're tailgating a missile landing.
That's
There's the boom.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah.
Wow.
I like how the sound just now catches
So
up.
who was flying it, or did that just come back on a trajectory that would work?
That's a good question because I
He's
know the
gotta be
Raptor
programming
engines
it back in.
are steerable a little
Yeah.
bit. So,
Man.
but I don't know. Maybe it's on. Maybe it's just making small course corrections once it gets to a that final trajectory. I'm not
We've
sure.
come a long ways since.
So I wonder what the cordon is to stay away from there, because Imagine something screaming that fast.
Oh, that's
coming
got to
down.
be what?
That kinetic
Oh,
energy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be what, 10 miles, something like that. I mean, what is it when they
Yeah, I
launch
mean-
out of the Cape or something like that? I mean, you can't get that close.
Well, yeah,
So-
but I'm talking about just the impact of it coming down. Though.
Well, that
Like,
was his little tag said South Padre Island. So
Yeah.
whether or not he was really there,
Wow.
somebody could do a map quest. Is MapQuest still around? Somebody could do a map quest and see.
Oh,
Boca
somebody
Chica
sounds.
to South
Somebody
Padre.
sounds
Google Maps.
outdated. Google Maps, maybe. Yeah.
No,
MapQuest-
pull out.
If only
Pull out
somebody
your
had a
paper.
computer. But
Marty still prints his directions.
Oh, hell yeah, he does.
I do. Hell yeah! Look at this.
Turn
I'm
right.
going right, and then I highlight it
Right.
so I can see it. What'd you do that for?
Here, I'll tell you-
Oh, you're
I'll
just
tell you
trying
how
to get
many
me back
miles.
for the sleeping comment, right?
Dude, MapQuest is still around.
Oh yeah.
And
Thank you very much.
Like I said, he still prints his directions.
yeah, you could easily print it out if you want.
You get free subscription to MapQuest with
So-
a Cricket phone.
Driving distance, it's 40 miles, 53 miles, but that's because you have to go around. And it really looks like it's maybe 5-10 miles away from South Padre Island, like in the straight view.
Well, that would make sense, but SpaceX just got grounded because their second stage didn't
Their
end up
Falcon.
right in the right spot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at least it didn't
Falcon
plunk
9.
down in South Padre Island. That would suck. So
Yeah,
If that ever
like I
happened
said,
where they
though-
killed somebody, that'd be.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
the end of it, right?
I mean, we were.
Well, I mean,
It wasn't that long ago that we just threw the trash up there, up in space.
Right. That's right.
And
Hoped it
everybody's
burned
like, that's
up.
impossible. And then
Right.
he crashes a handful of them. And now he's catching them on the launch pad.
Oh, and you know, excitement for space travel is back, man.
Ooh,
Yeah.
big time.
I mean, even the shuttle got kind of boring.
Yeah.
But that's also NASA. NASA doesn't know how to dress their shit up. So
Yeah.
When I saw
Um,
that, I was thinking I would see the Wile E. Coyote on it because
Yeah.
it looks so cool.
That would be a great painting on the side.
very good. Good pull on it. You're calling me old with MapQuest and you pull out Wile E. Coyote. Okay. Let's moving on here. What do you guys think that a sailor has to worry about the most? Right?
Syphilis.
Oh, I didn't think about that one.
Oh my goodness!
The
I
big
was
comeback.
thinking
Um,
food poisoning.
Falling
Yeah,
I was
off.
like maybe
Yeah.
getting sunk
I was gonna
by
say-
a missile or a torpedo or,
Or-
something like that.
or being out at sea with 50 sailors. I don't know.
Being under.
It's not-
Yeah, that's true.
That's not safe either.
Well, this story might change your mind. So, this is from Stripes.com. The Navy launches investigation into faulty welds on 26 warships at the Virginia shipyard.
Oh my God! Really?
26. So the
I
Navy
thought it was
is
just one. 26.
no. it's oh, there's one over there too. Oh yeah, I did those over there. You might want to check those out. I didn't
Wow.
do them very well, but just letting you know.
So are
And this is-
26 on one submarine, or is it like
No,
spread
26
through-
different ships.
Oh.
Oh,
So Navy's investigating how 26 warships, including 3 that are operational, received faulty welds while undergoing construction or maintenance at Newport News Shipbuilding. Navy Secretary Carlos Del Toro wrote in a letter dated October 3rd to nearly 24 lawmakers associated with 4 Senate and House Defense Committees. Del Toro said he learned September 24th of the substandard welds that did not follow proper procedure. The welds were done at Newport News, a division of Huntington Industries, which is the sole maker of carriers for the Navy and one of only 2 firms that make submarines.
Owned by Boeing. Oh, sorry.
The
Thought they might
welding
be involved.
deficiencies were made on non-critical components, non-critical
go.
components of 3 in-service ships: the aircraft carrier USS George Washington and submarines USS Hyman G. Rickover and USS New Jersey. All 3 ships have been certified as safe to operate by Naval Sea Systems Command, especially since the submarines were underwater when we found out about it. It's like, don't worry, you guys are safe,
You're good.
but come back as quick as you can. All right?
We need to correct it though.
There's nothing to be worried about.
Don't be
So
afraid.
who had the contract? Who had the contract? Was it Boeing?
I was just laughing,
Probably.
but probably.
I'm just curious.
A Boeing
Yeah.
subsidiary.
Sure.
The technical experts from the Navy of the shipbuilder and the shipbuilder are working to evaluate and identify solutions to bad welds on 23 other warships, including ones being constructed now. As an additional measure, the shipbuilder is conducting training across the entire welding community and related non-welding trades. So they're trying to get out ahead of getting their ass chewed, right? So when the Joint Chief was like, you will go train every single one of your swinging welders out there. So they're rapidly putting a PowerPoint together and making it part of their CBTs. So
Of course. How to weld correctly.
this is what I thought was interesting. On September 27th, Newport News Shipbuilding president Jennifer Boykin announced the faulty welds on social media.
Why would you do that? That's
Like, not a Facebook post. It's like,
a little
hey,
Twitter
if you
action.
happen to be assigned to the USS George Washington, look around. There might be some bad welds. But they put it on social media. Why don't they just go straight to Congress and go, look, we screwed this up? The company subsequently launched an investigation made up of internal and independent events to validate the reports. Quote, most concerning is that some of the welds in question were made by welders who knowingly violated weld procedures, Boykin said. The shipbuilder
Weld
notified the Navy as well as the Department of Justice. According to Del Toro, the Justice Department is investigating any potential breaches of contract or submission of false claims.
Wow.
So, rest easy, Navy. Rest easy, sailors. The Navy's all over it. They'll get you an answer in 2 to 3 short years.
Who
should
certified
probably-
that ship in the first place?
They should probably not go with the lowest bidder when we're talking about contracting
Yeah.
for welding. Just like,
And they're like, hey, come on back. In the meantime, here's a bunch of that tape we saw on the TV that'll seal hot tubs and stuff.
It's got the foam, can of foam.
Yeah.
If you need it, you may not need it, but if you do need it,
Have you seen the screen
Isn't,
door thing? It works.
works.
Right?
Flex. Hey, they did it on the boat. Flex Seal. It works.
Yes, Flex Seal.
Flex Seal, that's it. I couldn't remember the damn name. He made a screen door bottom of his boat.
Yeah.
Out of Flex
that
Seal.
was cool.
Yeah. So I don't know if it'll put up with 2 or 3 pressures or whatever it
Yeah.
is. But if you need it, it's there. So good job, Navy. All right, you want to hear? We had kind of a horrifying story about the experiments on those guys at the armory. God, what was the name? Oh, Edgewood Armory, right?
Yeah. The ones that
We had that
volunteered.
story last week. Well, this isn't quite as horrifying, but it is kind of horrifying. So I took this story from Daily Mail and Stripes.com, but there you go. Let's talk about this. So a Marine recruiter who wrote a memoir about the pursuit of teenage recruits has been sentenced to a year in the brig. This is crazy.
I don't understand the teen recruit. Was it not an of age recruit?
Well,
18's teen.
she was 17.
Well,
She was
Oh, okay.
17 and needed her parents' permission.
all right.
There's a lot of detail missing from the story because they didn't have
isn't
the
there-
court documents, but I'll read you what I got. So, what'd you say, Juan?
Oh no, but it also varies on state, right? There's well, I don't know if it's age of consent or isn't like each state has a different age limit
That's
for
true.
that?
A minor,
Yeah, I think so.
like have.
But then again, I don't know what federal is. Federal might have a different because he would
Yeah.
fall under federal law,
Right, he
right?
would fall under federal and state law. Actually, you're subject to both.
Yeah.
So, a Marine Corps recruiter who self-published a memoir about a sexual pursuit of a high school student eager to enlist will spend a year in prison after pleading guilty to abusing his position and violating orders, the service said Wednesday. All right, so here it goes. Gunnery
Please do not
Sergeant.
fornicate the youngins.
Oh,
It's an order.
he was, And he was a gunny? I thought he was going to be like a corporal or something. He's a gunny?
Gunnery Sergeant
Oh, wow.
Christopher Champagne, who was then 36, met a 17-year-old female at the Marine Corps recruiting station in Fort Worth, Texas. She said Champagne coerced her into a sexual relationship, isolated her from her peers, and tried to control her life. She met him after moving to Texas in September 2022 and was interested in joining the Marines. Champagne pulled the teen into his office alone during her first workout with other potential recruits and asked her whether she was dating anyone, according to the claim. He asked her to stay away from other Marines at the workout and then told her, quote, "I can tell you're going to be big trouble for me." End quote.
Hello.
Champagne, now she was fairly willing at first, all right? Champagne then began to invite the teenager to his home where they had sex, and he would serve her alcohol, according to the claim. In May 2023, she said the Marine forced himself upon her while she was sleeping, and she had to fight him off. So she ended the relationship the following month, but Champagne continued to text her and threaten to take his own life because of what she was doing to him. He then began to show up at her family's home, which is when her parents called the police and the Navy Criminal Investigative Service began an investigation. Still, he continued to try to contact the teen, and she said NCIS did not take the case seriously enough. She subsequently learned Champagne's ex-wife had previously filed complaints with NCIS that the Marine had abused and sexually assaulted her. Gunnery Sergeant Champagne then, sometime later, wrote a book detailing his scandalous romantic relationship. In his book, Cosette's Decision, that's what it's called, Cosette's Decision. He just made up the name, but
Signed,
it meant that girl.
Dumbass. Oh,
Champagne openly admits to having a burning white-hot relationship with a young girl whose real name is not being mentioned to protect her as a sexual assault victim. Quote-unquote Cosette, as Champagne referred to her in his memoir, needed parental permission to join the military because she was under 18. So let me show you this real quick.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
That's the cover of the book,
Gosh.
which is still available on Amazon for $14.99.
Soft
You can look
soft
it up.
regret.
And
Hey,
it's got a couple of 4-star reviews.
I wonder
I
if
feel
he's
like there's going to
getting
be.
any money from that. The cell being in
I-
prison.
It's still up on Amazon. It's going
All
somewhere.
proceeds should go
I
to
feel-
her.
No
I
doubt.
agree.
I feel like it's going to get dramatized through NCIS, like whatever the city was. Like it's going to be an episode. Watch.
I don't know.
On TV, you mean?
Military
Yeah.
Judge Lieutenant Colonel David Seagraves on Friday, 27 September at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in California sentenced Champagne to a year in prison after pleading guilty to abusing his position and violating orders. He was also sentenced to a dishonorable discharge and reduction of rank to E1. He will serve his prison sentence at Naval Consolidated Brig Miramar, the service said. But you can still run out and get his book, and you can get the audio book too.
So this dude was almost at 20 years. If he was 36,
Yeah.
yeah, he must have been
he's
in
pretty close.
if he came in at 18. Like all
But-
that is for.
Now he's an E1, probably going to get a dishonorable, but he
Yep.
can fall back on his $14 book.
Proceeds from the book.
That's crazy. It's still available. That's
I'm going to
insane.
send him a note and ask for an autograph copy.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
No, I'm not. I was just playing, please.
I know what's on Eric's Christmas list.
I'm
For
too
you.
old for that crap.
If I see that pinned fans post with the cover of the book, they're like, oh, it's
And
going
you
to be a
can
hell of a
sell
photo shoot.
$15.99.
So it's not Cassette's decision. It's going to be Perrot's decision up here.
Which why there won't be any picture of people on it because it won't happen.
Oh my God.
But I mean, what is the guy's mental state? He goes through all that.
On.
NCIS, NCIS already knows about him because of his ex-wife. And now they get called again. And there's a whole lot more to that story because like the family of the girl and the girl said hey, Marines weren't taking this seriously. And she has subsequently turned around and sued the Marines for $5 million.
Whoa.
So we'll see. I mean, that's crazy.
That's like
but,
their whole
but-
budget.
But if that gets a lot of press,
Who knows?
Marines might just go, let's get this out of the way. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when NCIS knew about this guy.
So-
and
Prior history.
But
Yeah.
Why-
Why did they put a guy like? I mean, I don't know. He might have been
This is
reformed.
a
Clearly
problem.
not reformed, but from their perspective, he might have been reformed. Why did they make him a recruiter?
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know.
Like, of all the
Let's put
positions,
you into
don't
a
put him in charge
situation-
of a basic training female flight, and don't make him a recruiter.
Yeah.
The rest
yeah.
you
Right.
can monitor.
I don't know. I don't know. Do they non-vol in the Marines over to be a recruiter?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
You know what I mean? I mean, I know the Army does.
I don't think anybody wants. They do it in every branch.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, probably not the Air Force because people are like, I got to get out of this unit. I'll go be a recruiter.
So what I'm curious-
Be a recruiter.
what I'm curious is how it was reported. If she reported it to NCIS, because now we know that a few years ago they changed how the DoD does sexual assault cases.
Oh, that's right.
So
Good
depending
point.
on how-
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't gone through his chain of command. So I'm curious, like if you start pulling that string, how was it reported? And then the other
Well-
thing is she wasn't technically in the military, but still a
Yeah.
case of sexual assault.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, because it almost sounds like it was within the chain of command, which it shouldn't even been through the chain of command.
Well, it was
sure.
self-reported. He wrote a book and let everybody
was
buy a
self-reported.
copy.
It's so
Yeah.
Self-reported. Shit.
Maybe those NCIS guys got back to the officer like, this guy just lays low. We'll be fine. And I was like, hey, look at this book. Have you guys seen it? He wrote a book about this shit.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh,
Damn it,
gotta do
Christopher.
something.
Keep your mouth shut.
Get
But
it together,
but
Christopher.
the arrogance of that, right?
But
I
But you know
they've
what's
already
funny?
been in
It's-
trouble.
Smart
It's stuff
cells.
like this. It's stuff like this, like when ATC, when everything was getting unraveled with ATC and like the with the MTIs and all that stuff, they kept
Oh,
pulling on
yeah,
that string.
Yeah, right.
And that was over 10 years ago because I was this is like what shoot, it was longer than that. It's like 12 years ago.
It was longer than that. I was still in
But-
when they were doing that.
But something like this is, imagine if they start looking into everybody else in the recruitment office, because somebody must have known. I mean, somebody
Right.
must have been bumping elbows and been
Sure,
like, "Hey,
and that was
And-
bad for a while, but I think that's been going on for a long time. It just got the light of day, and everybody's like, "What are these recruiters doing?" And I'm like, "You ain't hiring your best to be recruiters, that's for sure." You know. So, and recruiters and DIs, I've heard horrible stories from recruiters and DIs, and the power that they're invested with, and the abuse they take. It's bad.
Yeah.
Not all of them, not a very small percentage, but the ones that do use it to their advantage, that's bad news, man.
They should have to do like a personality test before they become a recruiter.
Yeah, well,
and
they're
look at the
You know-
criminal background.
right, and they're like, "Hey,
And
why
you know
aren't you
the Air
making your
Force-
numbers?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm over at my her parents' house." And
Depending on what numbers you're talking about.
you know, Anna, you know the Air Force
You're
now.
talking about
The Air
dates?
Force, when I took my daughter to one of the recruiters a few months ago. So now you'll do the ASVAB, but now you do a personality test. You do
Along with it?
along with it, and just kind of,
Oh,
and depending on
really?
what job you have to
Yeah.
do more tests, cognitive tests, like the way you're thinking. Like some of the questions would be like, "What's worse, stealing from your friend and not telling them, or stealing from your friend and what was like the other option?"
sleeping with
And-
your
and fit-
recruiter.
So either way, but it has like questions like that just to see where you are morally, and that's to make sure, like, well, they're trying to see where they could place you. But the Air
Well,
Force,
the Air
does
Force
that now.
Academy, one of the requirements to get in as a recruitment for the Air Force Academy is high moral character.
Yeah, that's what it says on the wall. Sure.
Well, they
That's
have moral waivers
But you
too.
see, that's the catch-all
Waiver.
that says
They do.
you don't
No,
have
you're gonna
this,
laugh about
so
this.
you're done. No moral character.
So that's but they have that for ROTC. And when recruitment's down, so a commander I used to work for, her last assignment, she became the ROTC commander at I think Appalachian State, and she emails me because I told her, "Hey, before you go there, can you make sure that we get good lieutenants, man? Like we just don't want shitbags." And then she, like a few months later, was like, she's like, "Sergeant Lopez, you're gonna be so disappointed, but there's waivers for everything because recruitments are down. They can come in at a 2.0.
Oh wow.
They could have they have weed, marijuana waivers.
Wait.
Alcohol
They could
waivers.
come into
Missing-
ROTC with like a 2.0.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
because recruitments were so low during that time, and so maybe that was back in 2016. So around 2020, we probably got shitty ass lieutenants.
Now they're shitty ass captains
Yeah,
by now.
but no, it's just it all depends, right? It's like, okay, the needs of the military, and they're going to waiver all that.
Well, and
If you read, there was an article not too long ago. Sorry, like a few weeks ago, they were talking about how the service academies, are not meeting their goals right away.
Mm.
So
Right,
I mean, how
right,
long?
I heard
No
that too.
surprise there.
Yeah,
Well, but like the Coast Guard just met their requirement.
yes,
The Army did, the Air Force did. So all this lowering of standards, yeah, they're meeting numbers, but what's that force going to be like? I read some editorial. There's like, you're filling your
Horrible.
ranks, but
Mhm.
what's that going to look like 5-6 years from now?
was that
Bad whales
or-
on Navy ships.
Ah,
That's what it looks
could
like.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's actually a study that they're not enough. What do they call them? Next gens that want to serve and they don't
Oh yeah,
want
right.
to learn like a skill like carpenter,
Right,
or
yep,
right.
welder, or auto mechanic. None of that.
I mean, it's like, hey, you know, you're going to have to come out of your parents' house, and they're like, what?
Yeah, but we've been telling
No,
them the
thanks.
world's shit and
No,
the
thanks.
economy's shit and
Oh, I
everything's
know.
dying.
Right?
We've been telling them that since they were babies,
Yeah.
right? That's
Why-
all they've been hearing. So
why do they
no
need their
wonder
house?
Why they would not want to leave the house?
Right. They got rent free. They got Eric's OnlyFans page. That's like, there's no reason to leave
Papa
the
Bear,
basement.
baby.
But that's the thing is you have to try and
Crack me up every
Yeah.
time you say that.
I don't know, my daughter pays me for bills every month now, so she's
Oh,
18 and
that's
stuff
nice.
like that. So it's just like you gotta start teaching them responsibilities little by little too,
Oh,
Or-
you
Wow.
forgot
or
to tell 'em-
drastically. Yes, boom.
He forgot to tell them this month only for Marine recruits get an additional 15% off.
Come see me, Marines.
That's right. Get a book
Hey,
written
get
about
this
you.
free. Hey, you get this free book if you join.
Clearly, they like older men.
Hey, we will discuss Fatal Attraction.
Ooh, that's an interesting.
If you're lucky, you might win an Eric or a Papa Bear visit to your parents' house. So you know.
I'd
I
throw you
wonder
in the
if
memoirs.
he signed it and sent it to
Oh,
Miss.
Oh my god!
yes.
Man, right.
That would be
It's
rough.
just the arrogance of that is crazy. So,
I sent a
wonder-
stack for stocking stuffers.
oh, Cassette's decision. Well, how'd you
So-
know?
Do you think she
This
gets
my
the
daughter?
5 mil?
What the fuck?
So do you guys think she gets the 5 million?
I don't know. You know, it's hard to tell
You know,
because
if they grant that, then what I would do is turn back around, go after him from all the money that he made off that book. It's like, cool, you just paid for this.
I don't think she'll get the $5 million.
Made
But she'll
all
get a
kinds of
settlement.
money.
of
she
some
may
sort.
get something, yeah. But
Yeah, she'll
her
get settlement.
problem was she chose a recruiter with the branch of the military that gets the least amount of money.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah.
Marines don't get
Thought this
nothing.
through.
That's true.
She should have been with a space recruiter. Then now you're talking contract money there, baby. $5 million is nothing. That's nothing.
Disclaimer: we believe in her.
So for you young, impressionable teenagers, if you guys are trying to join the military and sue them, according to Marty, just joined the Space Force.
Look for the
Well, if you
backer
follow that
first.
logical chain, yeah. I mean, you know. But Space Force has I don't know what their recruiters look like. So they're probably not the big buff guys that the Marines have. Yeah. I have big buff women. Who knows? You know. Well, that was quiet on the pod all of a sudden.
we're like,
Hey, let's go.
I'm not sure I want to touch that. I'm not going to touch that.
There was a unicorn at
Yeah.
our facility there for a while because there was all the branches coming in and out of that facility down
No.
here, and there was a Marine Corps major, and she was like fucking solid 9, and you're like, what
Oh,
the
yeah.
hell is going
now,
on here?
like a military 9 or like a civilian 9?
Like a CONUS
military
9?
Okay,
CONUS
but not
yeah.
deployed 9.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, because the deployed 9 is like
Nine,
really a
like a solid-
fling.
and she wasn't even in the service dress; she was in normal Marine.
Well, that's a great transition. So, speaking of military 9s, probably 10s. Miss America is back, baby.
She's
Hey.
From stripes.com. So this has got a double hit. So Miss America, lieutenant from the Air Force Academy, Madison Marsh, right?
I like
And it involves cops,
Nettie Marsh.
Eric. So there you go. All right.
Cops, baby.
So Miss America puts on a bite sleeve and gets a taste of military service dog
Oh,
training.
she's catching dogs.
Air Force Second Lieutenant Madison Marsh, who's also Miss America 2024, got her first bite experience during a visit Tuesday to the 37th Training Wing at Joint Base San Antonio, Lackland, Texas. You ever been there, Eric?
I have.
Marsh, the first military service member to be crowned the title of Miss America, donned the canine bite sleeve and took part in dog training exercises with Staff Sergeant Adam Gagnon. 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 I know that's not how you pronounce it, but it's probably Gagnon.
Gagnon?
gagging on.
Gagnon. Gagnon. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's much better than what I said. A military working dog course trainer with the 341st Training Squadron and learned what military working dogs and their handlers is all about. Gagnon positioned Marsh in front of dogs and
Name
conducted
Richard.
many biting exercises where they simulated real-life scenarios. For each exercise, the trainers encouraged Marsh to swing her body and yell, mimicking the type of real-world struggle these dogs might face on the job. Lieutenant Marsh said with a smile, "I felt a little bit of pressure, but it didn't hurt at all, and I felt completely safe."
Those are
Right.
big dogs.
They are big
I mean,
dogs.
I remember my first time too. So.
So there's the LT
Yeah, that
your
is-
arm
with
and
the
yelling.
bite sleeve on, right?
I would.
I would
That's a
like
bit
to
of
see her.
pressure.
Everybody wants to put the suit on. Put the suit
I'm
on.
surprised she's not in a
Right.
suit and just
Yeah.
offering with the bite sleeve. I was really surprised.
Well, because
That is a
it's-
bold
it's-
move.
That's
Yeah.
unflattering. That's unflattering. So
I would put what is it? A suit all over, a whole body face suit.
They
Well,
have those.
they always put that suit on. They're like, run. Right? It's like,
No,
They look like a bomb squad person trying to run.
no.
I'm sure there have been
Deep
times
sea
where the arm sleeve has been offered and the dog says, "No, I don't want that. I want your freaking leg."
yeah, it could be.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
For
Yeah.
your
Could be. Yeah, I
face.
wonder.
Pull a juke
Wow.
move. Got him.
Here's some interesting stuff, though. The 341st Training Squadron trains over 600 handlers and nearly 300 canines annually. That's a lot. I had no idea. That's a lot. These
Dogs
dogs are
got-
essential partners trained for detecting explosives, apprehending suspects, and much more. Most of the squadron dogs are acquired, but about 15% are bred within the squadron. Now, Marsh met with puppies and observed their early lessons in obedience and environmental conditioning. She also visited the handler's schoolhouse and connected with airmen, soldiers, sailors, and Marines to talk about the rigorous training and schooling aspiring military working dog handlers must undergo. So she went on a goodwill tour, I guess.
That's
I don't really know
cool.
what she does after winning.
That's what she does.
That's what she
2020
Her
does.
whole job.
right? I
Yep.
guess she's just a liaison, I suppose, right?
Well, and then after that, I think she went to the Harvard Kennedy School.
Yeah,
so
she's
she was
going
like one
to
of
the
those
school.
education-
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I thought with Eric's cop background and with Anna's perky personality, I thought
Right.
maybe we could relive
Here
the
we go.
Lieutenant Madison Marsh experience at the 341st training, right?
Is this so Eric can write a memoir after.
Ooh,
Yes.
Could be.
Ooh.
Could be.
Maybe.
Hold up.
And more research.
So, Eric,
Ooh.
I need you to be back in your Tech Sergeant Parat days. Hardcore,
But with a goatee.
bodybuilding, right? Take no
I mean, it's
shit.
acceptable now.
Have no time for this weak military stuff. And Anna, I need you to be Second Lieutenant Madison Marsh, Miss America. All right. And Jake, you're the supervisor for Eric, and you got to tell him what he's got to do with this Miss America who's coming out to visit him.
What?
And I need an interpreter.
There was no discussion of this beforehand.
I threw that in. I
Yeah,
threw
There's
that in.
no planning here.
I need an
Right.
interpreter through Juanito.
Okay, I'll go
Alright.
from English to Spanish for you.
So,
Alright.
Anna, you're Miss America coming to Eric's course, and you're like, hey, show me what's going on, right?
Yeah, Sergeant Parat. You know we got that visitor coming. Miss America,
Good, yeah.
do not get her bitten. That's
Yes,
your
sir.
only job.
Yes, sir.
And take care of it.
Can I ask why we're bringing this young lady into my training area? She
You
means
know why.
nothing to the Air Force.
Because leadership has told us this is what's happening, and we are going to smile, salute, and put on a good face for the public.
It's good for the troops.
Yes,
It
sir.
is good for
I
the
will
troops.
shut up in color now, but I will tell you, I am
And
She's
doing this
future
under.
memoir fodder.
Meanwhile, we cut to the field. Miss America, meet Tech Sergeant Peralt, your instructor for today.
Good morning, Sergeant Pratt.
Second Lieutenant Marsh, welcome to the training area. Do you understand that this is a training area? You will do as I say. You will do as I tell you at the time I tell you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand what today's date is?
The 15th of October.
Tuesday, I've been traveling a lot. I've been
Today,
traveling a
15th
lot,
of
and I'm
October.
exhausted.
Today could be the last day of your life if you do not follow my instructions.
It's hot out here, and I'm full. I'm in my whole uniform. I have 2 shirts on.
Bring
Socks.
me a handler. We're going to introduce
Hat.
Lieutenant Marsh the dog. Lieutenant Marsh, quiet. I'm trying to explain what will happen next.
It feels unsafe. I think it's a black
Sergeant
cat.
Lopez, find the
It's a
dog,
backpack.
bring it out, and put it at the position of attention.
All right, I'm gonna go get Chico really quick. Chico, Chico,
Chico the Nibbler.
come on, Chico.
Is it
All
a
right, Chico.
Chihuahua?
Lieutenant Marsh,
Hey, you,
this is Sergeant Lopez, and this is Chico, the badass mauling dog.
Yeah.
Bowling.
The mauling dog.
Do
Baller.
we have a bodysuit?
I am
With a
going to
mask.
put you in a bite sleeve, and it's only going to come to your elbow. At which time you will offer the dog the upper arm, not the lower arm, or you will lose it. Do you understand?
This sounds like a really bad idea.
I agree.
A lot of screaming and spinning around.
Never
All right.
mind.
Sir, I'm sorry. Lieutenant Marsh failed the course. She was bitten on the leg. She's at the hospital receiving 9 stitches for a terrible
You
bite.
got Miss America
Miss
mauled.
America.
I did.
In her calf,
On her
by the
calf.
way. And I wear dresses.
Oh, and a good high
Have you
heel.
seen
Really?
the
A
laminated
cat.
picture in Sergeant Lopez's office?
And sir,
You
I
displayed those
don't,
beautiful
I-
pieces of work.
sir, I don't feel bad about this at all. Lieutenant Marsh shouldn't have been in
You
my
should.
training area.
hey, Jake, that's when you ask him. Hey, Jake, that's when you ask him. Well, what dog was it?
Chico!
Baller.
And
Chihuahua.
scene. Wow.
Chico the Nibbler.
That was amazing.
Oh my goodness!
How
Good thing I don't
easily
make-
you switch. That had to be 30 years ago.
Oh,
It
Yeah.
did. And you leaned into the camera.
Leaned way into it. You,
And then
you
while he was
scared
doing
me a
that,
little
and
bit.
you're like, oh.
I mean,
All right.
there wasn't any stuttering. There was nothing. I just flowed
we
like
could
water.
make some airmen cry if we need to. You know, that's the
Whoa,
next step.
man.
Make them cry.
You made Miss America cry.
I got her
Yeah.
bit. All good.
Oh, yeah, you got her
did.
mauled with Chico.
With
Chico the Wonder
Yeah.
Dog.
You had me
So when are we
crying.
gonna start? When are we gonna start making Instagram shorts, like little reels? There you go.
You had me crying in embarrassment. I'm a lieutenant.
Yeah, you didn't pull rank at all because probably
Yeah,
because
you
your
should've.
calf was bleeding. So
in
I got
training
it.
areas, it's my rank. It
Okay, never
doesn't
mind.
matter what her rank is. My area.
Because you're in the position of power, not her.
That's right. That's right.
Safety.
And that's
Now-
what you got right
Now, Second Lieutenant Marsh, if you'd like to go get a drink afterwards and we can discuss
oh,
a book writing, please follow me out for a
Miss
drink.
America's decision coming up.
Did I mention I'm tired?
No, I want to see how professional Miss America is. Like, well, you know, I am a second
goodness.
lieutenant. What would you say?
Were you a recruiter?
As a matter of fact, I knew this Marine fella that I roomed with at recruit training.
Oh my goodness.
They're like, hey, Sergeant Parak, good job with Miss America. We got your next assignment. It's out to Korea. And it leaves next week.
Yeah.
Hey, Marty, when you're over there, you're like, oh, I feel like you're the Sith Lord. You're like, good.
You're gonna get into spit.
Action.
I thought I was headed to Miramar.
I wonder what her obligations are to Miss America, right? She's got still military obligations.
She does.
I would think
Winning
after a
winning
year.
that award, she's got obligations to Miss America.
She's got to do the civilian piece of it too.
Yeah.
right?
But Jake,
Yeah.
but that's good PR for the military, for the
Oh,
academy
yeah,
and the
yeah,
Air Force. So like,
yeah.
so I bet you the Air Force like, okay, do what you gotta go do.
They're like,
Take
hey,
an hiatus.
go do what you need. Just on a quarter of them, wear your uniform, and then we'll call it good.
Do you
Because
think she
look,
has to
the
fill
Air
out
Force is already
TDY
sending
forms and
her.
stuff
Oh no!
to Miss America?
What?
stuff? If
They're
they
like,
wanna miss-
hey, Miss America, your DTS is not working. So
she's got to have a permissive TDY. Like,
Yeah,
she's
probably.
She has to have something.
your travel voucher got kicked back, Madison.
That hotel's not within per diem.
Right.
So,
With the days in down the road.
so she uses her platform to advocate for causes that are both important to the military and civilian communities.
Oh god.
Okay,
It's a recruitment
I buy
tool
that.
for
I like
sure.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the military. I mean, she's going to school after this anyway, right?
Yeah.
She got accepted into that graduate program. So it's not
I mean,
like there's
I-
there's not like there's a commander out there with his source report. Like, where the fuck is the second lieutenant? God damn it! I keep having to report short.
But I mean, think about it, Marty. Right? It's like, hey, if they ask me if I'm a young impressionable girl, why'd you join the military? It's like, well, because I saw Miss America.
Well,
Unlike my friend who joined the Marines because some old ass freaking gunnery sergeant. You know, so it's like,
kept showing up at her parents' house.
Oh, that's just bad juju there, man. I'm
Yep.
telling you.
Honestly,
So
looking
what's-
through the
what's
images,
trying
she's
to
knee deep in Miss
inspire-
America images right now.
One's trying to aspire and inspire. The other one just showed up because he bought her beer.
and I was thinking like, hey girl, what's up? I could buy beer.
You want some Fireball? All the kids are drinking.
Fireball.
Ooh, fireball shots.
Don't tell Anna that because she
What-
got suckered
what are
into
the-
snacks. So
Hey Jake, what are those buzz balls, right? What are the ones in 7-Eleven? Buzz balls? Like that's what all the kids are drinking.
Are
They
they
look
now?
disgusting.
Buzzballs.
Buzz
Yeah, that's
balls?
what they're called.
They look
Buzz
like
balls, yeah.
ornaments.
You're kidding.
They look like ornaments.
They look like a Christmas ornament with a can top.
Yep. Oh, that would be an excellent idea to decorate your tree. It is a redneck Christmas tree
Oh,
with buzz balls.
Buzz balls. all
Oh.
over the place.
You know what?
Nice.
I it's gonna happen. That's if somebody's not haven't done it
They
yet.
do look like that. Somebody will do that. Oh, hell yeah.
It's a good
Yeah,
idea.
hell yeah.
yeah.
That is actually a really good idea. Way
Oh,
to
nice. Buzz
way to
balls.
get a whole bunch of underage people arrested in the dorms.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? We got to make one more string of lights.
They're Christmas
You're
ornaments.
yelling buzz balls.
Yep.
But you know, there are some commanders who walk through and was like, "Hey, good decorations. That looks great. That
Really
looks really
pretty."
good." And they're all like, "He didn't even know. What a dummy." Eric, Tech Sergeant Parat, I want you to deliver a day in U.S. military history
Okay.
as strack as you did that impression.
No, I can't do
Hey,
that.
don't-
History means too much. No.
History
So,
needs a comforting touch.
just a real quick piece
that's
before I move on to the history.
Forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
A piece of history for you all that's important. Mata Hari was executed on this day in 1918. Just so you know.
Was he a
I
U.S.?
never knew her.
You don't know Mata Hari? Mata Hari?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
no.
So you're
I
not
don't know.
impressed with that.
I've
All
heard
right.
Never heard of her.
Okay. So the date was, moving right along, 23 October, 1983. Help me out, Jake.
Matahari
23
was
October.
23 October.
Matahari was
23
executed.
October?
Well, I can back it off and start on April 18th if you want. I'm just leading up to the story.
Okay.
All right. So I will start there. On April 18th, 1983, a suicide bomber driving a van devastated the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. Remember?
Lebanon, very good.
Killing 63 people, including 17 Americans. Yeah. Now, you would have thought, okay, threat been identified. We need to bolster. On 23 October, not much was done, and another Lebanese terrorist plowed his bomb-laden truck through 3 guard posts, a barbed wire fence, and into the lobby of the Marine Corps headquarters in Beirut, where he detonated a massive bomb, killing 241 Marine, Navy, and Army personnel.
That is crazy.
The bomb's explosive power was equivalent to 18,000 pounds of dynamite. The identities of the embassy and barracks bombers were not determined, but they were suspected to be Shiite terrorists associated with Iran. And it was interesting because a lot of people thought, hey, after the bombing, many questioned whether Reagan had a solid policy aim in Lebanon. Serious questions also arose over the quality of security in the American sector of war-torn Beirut. And that's where I said, from April to October, nobody really looked at the security improvements. No in depth. So, and then right after that, he launches Operation Urgent Fury, invasion of Grenada in 25 October, just a few days after, which a lot of people question that too, when you had that front in Beirut and you just lost a massive, big loss. So that was a hell of a time in our history there, man, with Iran.
How many were lost in that bombing?
The total in just the barracks?
Yeah, the barracks.
241 Marine, Navy, and Army personnel.
God bless, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he jumped the barricades and everything, right?
Yep. The embassy, they killed 63, including 17 Americans in that one. But the 18,000 pounds of dynamite, devastating.
Yeah.
Devastating. Now, I know that didn't happen on 18, but I used the 23 October date because it started in April.
That's fair. Yeah, that's
and moved all the way up. So I was hoping.
And the fact that they were so passive when they just had months earlier, just still had an attack. It's like,
correct.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Someone needed to step up with that.
Well, that's a dark day, but it's an important day.
Well, it's a day to remember, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. Or you could have just stuck with Matahari and said, well, she was executed. And by the way, she blew her antagonist a kiss as they pulled the trigger.
Glad you had
she was the
glad you
spy,
had that
right?
kiss.
Let her hang.
She was a spy, yeah. But they, you know what? I think there was never a determination on what side, because she was, she spied for both sides. Yeah. There was a lot of speculation she was spying on both sides.
I mean, that could be the greatest ending to the podcast if we all did late for changeover.
She should have done this one.
Yeah, that's what I would have done too. 12 Frenchmen shot her. 12 Frenchmen.
Oh shit! Yeah. It took 2. Oh really? Oh wow! They were really pissed. 12. They were really pissed at her.
Tied her to a post. Executed.
You're sneaking more of the Matahari history in here. The more
I know. Yeah, Marty's.
I find that intriguing because she was, both sides. There was a lot of conversation on both sides of who she was, what she was doing, and then using your sexuality for both sides to garner information. That was her thing.
So maybe
she started at 18 by answering an advertisement in the Dutch newspaper.
That's correct. After her first husband was abusive and slapped her around.
Wrote a book about her, and then she went
memoir.
To be a spy.
Probably
abusive because she's a floozy.
Floozy.
For dollars.
She knew her power. She knew her power.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
No, you know what it was? She wasn't obedient. She wasn't listening. You have to tell her twice. So
she was obedient.
Tech Sergeant Peratt, would you take Sergeant Lopez out with Chico and give him the once-over?
Sergeant Lopez outside now.
Chico!
Sit,
Oh my
dog.
gosh.
Got something better than a calf to nibble on.
Hey, Chico's my dog. I trained them, okay? So-
A lot of peanut butter in that training, let me tell you.
And cheese.
Jeez.
made my eyes roll back.
Oh my God. All right, that's end up. We can't go. We could do a whole hour of quips and just keep going.
Oh,
And going.
yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Holy shit, but that was funny. On behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not late for changeover.
Wait for changeover.
And all the male versions of Matahari reenactment dances. Go to
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Mysteries OnlyFans.
Okay, Anna, you're Matahari.
Oh.
Juan, you're one side. Jake, you're the other side. Go.
I
Too
think
intimate.
Eric has more
Much.
experience. No offense to Anna, but Eric's got more experience shaking his ass for money.
Okay, Eric,
Hey,
you're Matahari.
no.
Juan,
There we
Yes.
go.
Jake, go.
In-depth
There's
this
a
thing
dollar.
is
You're
why I
with
get in
him?
trouble.
You're with him?
Yep. You faloozy.
I thought you
What was there was a beautiful line about promiscuous, flirtatious, and openly flaunting her body.
Oh.
Eric Perrott captivated her audience with
Did he write that himself?
Jake's
Wikipedia
reading
page.
something.
Eric
Yeah,
Perrott's Wikipedia page.
Wikipedia page.
It's in his memoir, Papa Bear's Decision.
Papa Bear's decision.
Papa Bear's.
God, I love that. I'm gonna have
Oh
to
my
use
gosh.
that. That's awesome. Papa Bear's decision.
No, you
know-
don't have to use.
You know what's funny is like right now my you remember we did that one about the Marines in Japan? It's always like the Marines, right?
Many.
So
Yeah.
yeah. And then like my nephew tells me a story about his like recruiter and like he was kind of like suspect, like savage, right? And right now they're in Japan, and his recruiter ended up like getting stationed with them. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, could be trouble.
Strawberry Fields.
Not only a medical weed store in Colorado Springs.
No doubt.
All you guys, thanks for the week, and thanks to everyone listening and watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Have fun.
See, it's